Um, Good evening, everyone. So today we have gathered here for the Eco Yard Phase 2. In the Phase 2, first we collected some business proposals which are eco-friendly. So as a second phase, another step of the second phase, uh, we are organizing a webinar on the theme green growth integrating sustainability into business models. So our resource person is none other than uh, Lion Keerthi Gunawardane MJF PMAF. So we all know him as the immediate past district governor. When it comes to his career, uh, I must say that he is the chairman and managing director of Graphic Systems Private Limited, Graphic System International Private Limited, and Lakderna Water Private Limited. And also, he is the president of Federation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Sri Lanka. So, to give you insights and knowledge on the topic, I would like to invite Lion Keerthi Gunawardane. Over to you, Lion Keerthi.
Thank you for the introduction. And I would like to straight away start the presentation. I believe all of the participants are the Leos and, you all are working or right now still at the university, or can I know a little background to the participants?
Sure, Governor. I think
I am at home.
most of the
Yeah.
Yeah, Chaitanya, go ahead.
no, sir. Yes, Governor. Most of the participants, I think, like recent graduate, but I think there are few undergraduate as well. So either
Right.
like recently graduated from a science faculty or art faculty, or current like finally undergraduates.
Right. Okay. Anybody is already startup or anything like that? Meaning, that you started a small business or anything like that?
Not yet, Lion Kids, but I have a kind of intention to start a startup.
Okay, that's good. Okay, then good evening to everyone. I will start the presentation. I believe I am audible and my presentation is clear to you.
Yes, Lion Kids.
Okay. So these one of the topics which really I like, green growth, integrating sustainability into business models. These are very, very current topic, and the whole world is expecting this to happen with each and every business. So this presentation that, when you give me the topic, I thought, I will start a completely think fresh and start to create few slides which can be useful for you all. If you're doing something on your own, or maybe if you're working in a place which can be beneficial. So that's how I looked at this one and make the slides. I will move to the next slide. It's not me. Okay. Now, when you're talking about the green growth, one important thing that we have to discuss is the sustainable development goals. So the whole world has agreed, that we have to go with certain goals which we have to achieve in 2030. But looking at the current scenario, many countries are lagging behind. some are quite progressing and, moving towards achieving the goals. Now we have 17 goals to achieve. Some of them are directly relevant to people, some are indirectly relevant, some are collective efforts. So this is a combination of goals which has to, now this is done with lot of, thinking and, entire world came together to do this one. During the time that they were researching this, I was also managed to participate in this group to give inputs. So during that time, I was the chair of the International Chamber of Commerce. And so I managed to contribute whatever from our side. And finally, they came up with this model. So I think the model is good, but only thing is whether we are following this or rather we are adhering to this is the issue right now. Move to the next slide. And integrating sustainability into business model, a path to profitability and purpose-driven business. So why I say this is, now today, if you're going to start a business of any nature, so that means, you're talking, a business should have a purpose. It should be profit-making. It should be purposeful kind of a business. So now today, your Leos are interested in listening to this subject. So I will move forward with the rest of the slides. If anything is not clear, maybe you can ask me at that point or ask at the end of the presentation. Anything is okay with me. Why green growth matters? So this is the first thing that we have to understand. Now today, the world is challenged with climate change, resource depletion, and consumer expectations are reshaping all the businesses. The way the people were consuming before has changed now, looking at the disasters happening in the world. So it is not that, the older system they don't like. They like, but only thing is it is dangerous for themselves if you go on like this. So therefore, many in the world is thinking about the future, thinking about the planet, thinking about, their own living and their own countries. For an example, in Sri Lanka, when you go with the coastal belt, you will see certain places still, there is seawater coming to the land area. So what we do is we put stones or something like that and try to cover up. And certain countries like Maldives, so they eternally facing a threat because due to the global warming, every day the sea level is rising little by little. So this is a big threat for countries like Maldives. Now, in time to come, if every one of us are not concerned about each other, so there can be a lot of disasters. Even this kind of countries can even disappear if that is not happening. Then when it comes to the sustainable business models or rather renewable energy area, reduce cost and attract more loyal customers. So this is the thing that everyone has to practice. Sustainable business means sustainability is in many, many areas. Start selecting a production. So how do you use sustainability models into this? Or rather into your business is the challenge that you face today. Business where business is going to be business, a friendly business for people and sustainable business for the whole world. You know, this is very important. So if you can make your business a sustainable business, it can grow fast and it will reduce cost over the years due to the sustainability and attract more customers. Because now today, what happens is when you're trying to do your marketing, you have to go and tell a story to the client that your process will give some benefits to the future generations, or rather you're not uh, uh, damaging the existing resources, or in other words, you're keeping the same planet for the future generations to use. Kind of a message will be very touching for the people. Then when you're talking green growth, what is green growth? Green growth, I have made it very, very simple for you all to understand. Green growth equals economic growth plus environment responsibility. I believe this is clear to you. If anyone is talking about green growth, that should have the economic growth should be there plus environment responsibility. This is what I said, if you are environment responsible citizen or environment responsible business, then in the future, your marketing will be very, very easy. So then you're telling a story rather than that you can produce cheaper or something like that. You will tell a story to your client or the potential customer, or if you go to a international exhibition and if you're going to exhibit, you will tell a different story that how your business model is environment responsible, rather than you're telling that you can do cheaper, your material is cheaper, or you have good people with experience. All those also matters. But the only thing is the bottom line should be environment responsibility. So green growth equals economic growth plus environment responsibility. This you have to remember well. I'll go to the next slide. Out of this one, if you have anything to clarify, you're welcome to do so. If not, I will move to the next slide. Then sustainability in business. Sourcing is one of the key things right now. Now, when you're talking, now if I'm doing a business, when I don't produce all my resources, or rather the raw from other people, then we have to look at how do you source your raw materials, or how do you source your other things what you require for your business. Then sustainable sourcing means environmental impact. Then it should improve the socio-economic incomes, and it should improve the enhanced brand reputation, increase supply chain transparency. Each and everything what you buy from somebody, you have to understand the fact whether you're using the right thing, right product to manufacture your finished product. If anything is harmful for consumption of the people or consumption of to the planet, so then you should get away, or rather stop using that kind of suppliers and go for the suppliers who can supply you increase and of course, you know, you have to buy from the clients where they can give you some kind of explanation. When they produce, they do not have any kind of wrong practices within their system. Then regulatory compliance. So, this is something, you know, which today, you know, everyone, every organization expect, or rather the all others are expecting. Regulatory compliance is a must for a business. Then it should be energy efficient. Energy efficiency can be improved in many, many different ways. Now I have a slide about the industry 4.0. There I will explain a few things. I will not go in for details here. Energy efficiency, you know, different kind of energies that you use to produce your goods. So the efficiency meaning every place where you use maybe chemical, maybe you know, some other power source, maybe water, maybe anything which is required for your production. So this should be efficiency is very important. And in the meantime, every one of these, you have to see the possibility of reusing. Example, water. Water can be used again and again. Sometimes you can clean and use, sometimes without cleaning. Also, you can use several times depending on your process. So these are the possible things in a production line. Then product innovation. Eco-friendly products. So you know what is eco-friendly. So eco-friendly products, if you use, so it will be very easier for you to find different markets in the future, because the people are now, the whole world is looking at eco-friendly products. And if you can say that your friendly is very, very eco-friendly, so then you create a better market segment, or rather there'll be clients to come behind your product. Circular models. So this something which is important. Reuse, recycle, repair. So this is a thing, you know, which our older people has used in their systems. Now, what happens is, now Sri Lanka is a country where we import lot of material. Example, now if you take consumer durables, how many things that we import. So we import, we do not manufacture any of them in Sri Lanka. But what we do is, the slightest mistake, you throw away and go for a new one. Now, countries like Japan, if you take, they do not have this practice. They always try to use, if there is equipment, they try to use the maximum possible time, or rather until that product come to an end with a newer model which is more sustainable to the world. Until then, they try to use that. But in Sri Lanka, you yourself will evident, even in your home, my home, every home, they do the same thing. Because what happens is now, if the fan is not properly working, you will say, why are you bother? So we go to a newer one. Sometimes our systems also support us to do this. Then the credit card guys will come and tell you you can buy for 2 years, 3 years without interest, all that kind of stuff. Then you will tend to, without reusing, go for the new equipment. Now, it is very important for a country this circular to follow the circular model. This means always reuse, reduce, and recycle. Because now, country like Japan, if you take, what they do is always they practice this, and they have certain shops. That's one is called Kurukuru shop. You know, they are, what they do is they take all the slightly damaged ones. Like if your fan is not working, they take this fan to a repair place where they have many, like many people are taking fans and various consumer durables is they do not give the same thing back to them, but of course, you know, they give another one, a similar one, same age or similar age, and which is a repaired one. Because when you take this one, immediately someone to attend and do the repair, it takes time. And, you know, they have to find the spares, right spares, all that. So instead of doing that one, what they do is you take your one, but you take a similar one, you pay a very nominal price and bring the fan back. So this is a very good practice happening in developed countries like Japan. But in Sri Lanka, if you take, so we have gone into a system where we do not care about that one. We always throw the old one, go to a new one kind of a business. I am sure that every one of you will agree with me. This very popular and happening in Sri Lanka. Then the final thing is transparency in reporting. This belongs to the companies. When you're talking about the business, you know, transparency in reporting is very, very important for the future business. What is green growth? Now, in this one, I'm trying to explain you environmentally sustainable, socially inclusive, and economically viable growth. So this is the one. Green growth means, so these are the ingredients of that. So environmentally sustainable, socially inclusive, and economically viable growth is the real growth. Now, here in this small one, you know, I have shown economy, social, environment. Here also same thing. So here only this portion is the most important. Sustainability is living only in this area. So we have to understand the fact, everything, whatever we do, we have to make sure that environmentally sustainable, social inclusive, and economically viable growth we have to achieve. Number two, move away from the growth at any cost. Now, this is also a common thing in Sri Lanka, where when you're doing business, sometimes what we do is we are not concerned about the planet or the people or the users or anyone. So what we are trying to do is to grow at any cost. We don't care about the others. We don't care about the society. We don't care about our neighbor. So this is something which you have to avoid completely. And we have to change the way that we live, which is very, very important in the future. Number 3, focus innovation, efficiency to way that you have been doing. When you things, they are the waste you can manage. You can do recycle. You can do transport in a better manner. You can use your electricity in a more economical way, or rather different other things like solar power can be used in Sri Lanka in a very big way. So when you're doing your business, if you can reduce your cost by having solar, so then that you can say you're a company as is trying to do sustainability, or rather you have over the years you reduce your cost by using the sustainable resources. So this is something important. Then the fuel, you're using fuel in many places, vehicle to machine to anything. So this also, you can use electric vehicles, you can use various other models. Maybe if you're using, say, a motorized one, whether you can use a electric one is another way of looking at it. And however, end of the day, the emissions, what you're sending out, if you can reduce, so that's the way for green growth. Now I will just give you few examples of sustainability, business cases for sustainability. 90% of the CEOs believe sustainability is important for success. This has come from, I have picked up from the UN Global Impact. Strong ESG. ESG means someone is looking at the environment, social, and the governance. These three sides, when you're doing business, looking at these three sides, ESG is today talking in every place, because simply ESG, environment, social, and governance is very, very important for every business. Then strong ESG practices equals better financial performance. So it will give you better finances, because every time if you are going to do less harm for the environment, you're using your production cost, you're reducing in some way. So this is a benefit. Finally, your bottom lines, or rather financial performance, will improve with those good practices. Cost saving plus new revenue streams. So by doing this for a longer time, so you will finally end up in getting new revenue streams to your business, which is improving the bottom line of your business, or rather your profitability will be improved with the new use of environment, or rather use of new resources, reduce of various chemicals what you use, or the power sources you use. All that can be finally beneficial for your business. Now, these are few case studies which are very, very popular case studies. By putting this one is for you also to see and understand some of the world-renowned businesses got the world reputation for their good work. Outdoor clothing brand uh, Patagonia is one of the very popular models in the world. So you can go to Google and just try this one. I'm not going to take time for that. You will understand what they are doing, how they are doing, and what are the techniques that they have used to improve their business. Sustainability focus, recycle materials, repair programs, all those they have used in a big way. So Patagonia is a designer of outdoor clothing and gear for silent sports, climbing, you name it, anything, any kind of thing, that they will have in their stores. But only thing is they're trying to use recycled materials, repair and use, these kind of things they use. Then by doing that, they will get cost saving plus new revenue streams will add to their business. Now this also, if you Google, don't buy this jacket, this will come. You can see the story. Don't buy this jacket campaign. Increase loyalty and sales. What they did was in 2011 they did a uh, kind of a marketing program. Don't buy this jacket. So what generally all businesses, what you do is you tell something to buy from you. But in this case, what happens is don't buy. So what happens is it's a good one, they are discouraging to buy the good one and they are encouraging them to buy a used or recycle or something which they have done and again can use. Now this again, go back to our older slide, uh, which we discussed, circular model, reduce, reuse, and recycle. So this is very important for almost all the businesses. So this is another case study, Unilever. Unilever also has many things, that they have for their credit. Do Lifebuoy, Ben and Jerry, these brands are, they have, somehow, brought to the customer front, something that they have improved or rather to make it a sustainable product, they have done a lot. So thereby, people will start buying more of their products than their competitors. Focus on carbon reduction, fair trade, responsible marketing. So these are the things that Unilever globally doing. These are for their own advantage. And I'm again, you can Google and see this one. I'm not going to give you more details of that. I thought, I will use one case study of Mass Holding Sri Lanka. So apparel manufacturer with eco manufacturing. So they are full here factory, that they have, some, they're in a industrial park. So the background is their factory. They have used solar, trying to reduce the carbon footprint, renewable energy, waste conservation, woman empowerment. And, these are the things that they have been practicing within their business to win more and more international clients. So they are also, you can see actually, if you go to these links, you can see if you want, I can share this presentation with you. These already a PDF. You can, if you click the link, you can go to that particular site also and see. I just add another one, few other examples like IKEA. IKEA is a home furniture brand. Now what they do is they do lot of furniture, recycle stuff. They take all the old ones back to their factory and they recycle and make a new product. So this is also very popular and people prefer to buy this kind of things. Now, another good example is Tesla. Tesla, what happens is they are a vehicle manufacturing company. So in this process, what they did was to make them more sustainable. They went in for solar. They went in for this the various other kind of energy sources. Not only them, BYD. BYD, I think you know what is BYD. BYD is another brand. Today becoming very very popular even in Sri Lanka. More than Tesla, you can find BYD cars are coming to the market right now. So they also did the same thing, but they did also the same way. They started, building a lot of solar power to use for their yards. They started using more battery packs to use this energy or the recycle energy or the sustainable energy for their production process. Then Lush Cosmetics is another good example. What they do is zero packaging. I have a slide here. Do you know what is BYD means? Anyone knows? BYD stands for what?
Don't know, Keerthi.
BYD stands for Build Your Dreams. So this is also a good thing for the client to think that they are doing something useful for the client. These build your dreams. It's not our dreams, it is your dreams. So this is also important tactic in the future businesses. So Lush Cosmetics, it's a eco-friendly, innovative, zero packaging product. So what happens is now so this is actually attacking us. We are in the printing business. So the printing goes off with this kind of initiatives. But however it is, this kind of cosmetic companies, they manage to do zero packaging. What happens is when you're selling a product, or if you're selling a soap, so there is no point having a huge expense on the packaging, and you can make it minimum. Now, in their case, what happens is they have gone to the extent of just giving the raw product. So this, you can say, they are using a tagline called "Get Naked." The idea is, just only the product that they give. So here the pictures will show, but you can go to their website also and see how they are doing this one. How you can start actionable steps. Conduct a sustainable. Now, suppose if you want to do something on your own, or rather you're working for a company, what you should do is conduct a sustainability audit. So what you have to do is, what are the things that right now you do? What are the things in the future you can do better using, more of sustainable energy? or sustainable way. So this is something is important. Set small measurable goals. So if you want to achieve something within a short frame of time, then what you have to do is you have to make small goals, measurable, and make that happen. Now, say within the next 2 years, we are going to reduce the power consumption by X percentage. What you do, there are many ways that you can do. You can use solar and do it. You can use wind power and do it. Many different ways you can do it. But the only thing is you should have some goal and see how you're going to achieve that one within the target time. Now, of course, there are a lot of incentives are given for the people who's using the solar, the 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 interest rates coming down from the banks also. The ADB has given a very large loan scheme to support the small companies using the solar power. So I'm also in that committee. So every time every 3 months, we sit and discuss what is the market interest rates. If the market interest rates are down, so we further bring down the rates for the banks. Banks can keep only about 3% more maximum, and they have to give the loans. So however it is up to now successful, but only thing is I do not see that everyone is using this facility, but someone can use this one definitely. Innovative with sustainability in mind. So you have to innovate in thinking that what is the way, sustainable way that you can continue for the future. Now, when you're doing something, you can do one-time thing, and after that, it will never repeat kind of thing if you're doing it. So it will be one time, there's a cost, there can be a reduction, but only thing is if something, when you're using in the system, if there is a sustainable, that means over the years, this benefit will come to your organization. Communicate honestly, avoid greenwashing. Greenwashing meaning, like, we are telling sometimes some organizations say, we do this, we do that. But of course, most of them, they don't do the way that they are telling. So this is not what we want. We have to be honest to ourselves. When you're a business, you have to be a honorable business, which practice green concepts is the best thing to happen. So I've just put some things here: eco-friendly, sustainable, let's go green. All those things are the tags used for this area. Now I can, if there are any questions, are we on the time or? Yes, already we have gone till 8:15. So if there's anything, if you have any questions, you can ask me. So this is almost the last slide that I have. Yeah, if you have anything, you can ask me any questions. Then after that, I can conclude with the next slide, explaining something about Industry 4.0 and, how that can be useful for your business.
If you have any questions, you can raise them. I think, Ankit, you can continue.
Meaning no question.
Yeah, there's no question on the chat as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means I'm telling you all this thing. No, if you have anything, that how to do it, what to do, and, in the future, the things, you're free to ask if you have anything, even write to me, I can answer. So the strengthen brands, future-proof business, solve major global challenges. Here, what happens is the quote is sustainability is no longer about doing less harm, it's about doing more good. Now, this a few examples again. IKEA, climate positive by 2030. So this is one of their things which they are planning. So climate positive by 2030. So which means, IKEA is a home furniture company. If a home furniture company can think like this, so this shows that every business can think, if you properly think, or rather, if you really want to be sustainable, so then there are ways and means. But only thing is, you can't do overnight. And in the meantime, there is a cost, but somehow you have to manage. The moment that, you bear that cost, that will come to you as a benefit in the future. So therefore, it will improve your profitability and rather the bottom line. Starbucks also, they say ethical sourcing, reusable cups. So this is something which they are doing. Then Dialogue Asiata, Sri Lanka also, that they are thinking green towers, which uses less power, because these towers are using heavy power. Now I have one of the towers in my own building, so they use quite a lot of power. So earlier I used to give them when I am using, because every tower they used to have their own transformer, own generator, also small generator. In case if there is a power drop, automatically the generator will start and give power. I said, no need, because I have my own generator. When we put, it goes automatically to your tower also. Therefore, you don't have to, but you pay me something for that. So to realize that, when I am using the generator, that's not a major issue, because when you use the generator power, if you use less or more, if you're not exceeding the power, within that, there is no big cost variation. Anyway, your fuel consumption, all that will remain same. But if you're using during the other time, the normal power, if they are using heavy power, so that means, my electricity bill will be added with more and more because of their tower. So now they think about this one and trying to reduce the energy usage in the towers, so now, which is a good thing. Now here, I'm not going to talk, this is a big area. I think many of you know about Industry 4.0 and 5.0. They are what we do. What we are talking is manufacturing, cybersecurity, system integration, robotics, Internet of Things, big data, all that kind of things, and automation, all that kind of thing. So now today, companies like Tesla, what they do is, they, in the production process, they do from the steel plate cutting to the production, they use a lot of robots, which reduces a lot of power and consume very less time in their production lines. So which I'm not going to explain, but however it is the new generation, new technologies, Industry 4.0 as well as 5.0 will have a lot of benefits in the future for the benefit of the industries. Now, whatever you do in these areas with the new technology, so they are talking power reduction, reuse of water, reuse of something to reduce the unwanted resources that you use in the production and to reduce the cost of the production. So this is what I can share with you. Thank you for everyone. And if there's anything, you can raise questions. And if not, I think I have done something within this short time. I believe every one of you have some idea, something about this topic now.
If anyone has any questions, you can raise them now.
Hi,
not-
Governor. I just have one question.
Yeah.
About kind of. So we mostly discuss about the steps we can take as like business owners or consumers to improve or the march toward these SDGs. But
Yeah.
I was wondering, are there any plans of as governments or more organized institutions to push any legal rules or any benchmark requirements towards the industries to push these goals, like any kind of recycling or like those kind of rules? Because I remember in Sri Lanka back in the days there were certain rules for single use polythenes
Yeah.
stuff. So recently, are there been any kind of discussion to legislate or put some enforce some rules towards these kind of goals?
Actually, this is a very important question. You know, the government have to have two ways of looking at this one. One thing is have to have legislation and see that the wrong things are being not done by the industries. That's number one. Number two, you have to incentivize these people who's doing good, because who's doing good, they have to spend little more money than the other ones to improve the situation, because what happens is there is a capital expenditure in most of these cases. Because now example, I'll tell you a simple example. Now back in the days that I wanted to change my printing company, you know, the chemical usage, to minimize the chemical usage, then I have to use the friendly chemicals. Then you have to completely change the rollers of the machines for the new. It's a kind of a water kind of a thing. You know, you can touch it, no problem, nothing happens. It's made out of soya bean and some natural resources, but that cleans the machine. So to do that process, that I have to use, why I did it, because simply I thought during that time, so our people are using every day, when they touch the machine with chemicals and all that, they are also at a risk. They sometimes use the gloves, sometimes they don't use the gloves also. Here it's Sri Lanka is a country where however much you tell some people, if there is something urgent, then they use without the gloves. So to avoid all that, the best solution is to, go for the next step where there is no chemical at all. So if you want to do that, then there is a cost. Now, for this kind of thing, if someone is doing that, if the state is giving a tax incentive, some reduction, so then that can be helpful. Now, to me, two areas that the government has to think. One thing is, as the bad things, they have to put a stop to that one and bring legislation to that. And number two, to improve the good things, they have to incentivize the businesses. So then they will use that. Now, some time back, there was a system. If you import a uh, less power consumption or rather a brand new machine, so they looked at, what are the new features of the machine and the older ones. If that is a more environment friendly machine, so it was cleared duty free. This has happened some time back, I think, about about 10, 12 years back. So I also imported one machine during that time. So you have to go during that time, you have to go to ITI and prove, your machine has this kind of capabilities. It will reduce power usage, all that. So then they allow you to clear duty free. This kind of things can improve or rather facilitate people to import the good machines or other less power consumed and sustainable machines which will be beneficial for the country.
Okay, thank you very
I
much,
think I
Lan. I think
answered you. Anything?
yeah, Lan. I think like the like I was mainly asking about the legislation, but I understand like parallel to the legislation, like incentivizing the people who are like taking the initiative is like really necessary step. I think that's a really good strategy to work with.
Yeah. And a part of that also now, organizations like the Sri Lanka SLSI, that kind of organization also encourage always to reduce this kind of thing. But only thing is there is no kind of a clear legislation for them to do things. And of course, the same thing in Sri Lanka, because the responsibility lies with many organizations. So then what happens is who should do the thing is not very clear in Sri Lanka. So this is also one of the bigger issues that, we are facing today. If we can clear all that and, come to one ministry and, very clear cut, policies and, continuous policies will benefit Sri Lanka to go for sustainability. Any other questions?
Even governor, this government policy was give more concession for electric vehicles,
Yes.
but somehow the other now it has gone up to the normal level.
Yeah.
Now, as the stakeholders, you have to push even that even IMF will ratify this.
Yes.
If you are importing fully electric vehicles, then sometimes it has gone to new generation, next generation, and it's with solar energy, rechargeable facilities.
Yeah.
So, being stakeholders, why don't you push for more intensive and tax benefit?
Actually, we are pushing this from the federation and all that.
Yes.
But the thing is, there is no clear-cut policy in Sri Lanka for this kind of, with regard to the electric vehicles. Electric battery, once it's drained and lifetime is over, then recycle process or something like that. If you just put wherever, like the way that, we have been putting now, even pentorch battery or anything, what we use, just putting on the garbage is very bad, no? But
Yes,
we are
even
doing it.
mobile phone batteries.
Yeah, we are doing it. Cell phone battery, this, that, all this kind of junk. We just put it with the normal garbage. That's a very harmful thing. But there is no system here to encourage people to collect those separately and give some places where you go and put that, and then you get some money or some voucher or something like that. So these are the things has to happen in a country like Japan and all that. So in the home itself, people will separate and keep. Yeah, they are not taking every day, but of course, when they are going to the supermarket, they will take it, and you can encash that to buy your this thing. Now, example in Germany, all your recycle bottles, or rather the single-use plastic bottles, everyone is taken to the supermarket, and there is a machine. What you do is you put all the bottles into that, and it will give you a receipt that will show how much what is the value of that one, and for that value you can it is like money that you can purchase your goods at the supermarket. Now this kind of thing, and you're encouraging the person to bring and do the recycle, and of course all the time when you have a process like that, the bottles will be clean, and it is easier for a recycler to take all the cut pieces from that machine and go for another recycle production. So these are the things that you have to do, but only thing is there is a capital investment. But I think the Keels and Cargills and that kind of supermarkets, if the government can give some incentives, I'm sure that they will start this kind of thing. And we can as Sri Lanka, we are a bad country, we don't have to say. Then people will collect all the bottles and put it there and take some money. So this is important, in every aspect. One thing is legally you can try to do it, and incentivizing is the best option for the people to motivate towards that. Deshan, hope I answer you.
Yes, yes. Even that crude oil won't exit for another maximum 25 years.
Yes.
Then of course we have to convert to
Yeah, now
electric vehicles.
Sri
Yes.
Lanka is supposed to be having a huge potential for this wind energy. Now, if we can tap all the wind energy and use it, wind energy to solar, wind energy will give you 24/7 all the time. The fans will start working, and you will get benefit the whole day. Solar, what happens is solar during the time that we have the sun, you will generate. After that, you don't have a generation there. So this is something important. Now, I saw day before yesterday, China has invested. They have planted some massive turbines on water that's on the sea, which generates 162 huge amount in each of those. So that they have, of course, there is an investment, but in the meantime, there is good return also. Because if we can
That is sea energy, right?
Sorry?
What is this called? Sea energy or water energy?
No, that's wind energy. Wind.
Okay, okay. But
Yeah.
inside the water.
They have planted this inside the water.
Right.
Because they have done some I will send you some pictures of that, or rather I will share with you the link. Maybe you can share with this audience also, and they can learn from that because it's a huge advantage. Now, Sri Lanka can have this kind of advantages. Now, now it has become only everyone is talking about solar because now if you go to, I have been in Netherlands. Netherlands is a country where when someone retire, what they do is they go and invest on a few, what do you call this? You go and invest in a windmill. So windmill will give you from 1 year to about 20 years. That means until the person die, there is a regular income for those people. So therefore, this countries has become very sustainable. The reason is, it is worthwhile for someone to invest. When I asked my friend, why so much, who's investing on this? He said, Keerthi, this is a kind of a retirement thing for everyone. They come and depending on the money that they have, they invest, then every month, they get some very regular income. So this is something very good, which we don't encourage our people to do. Now just see how many people try to get more money and put their money in the wrong places and lost their money. Instead of doing that, if you have a system like this, everyone will benefit. The country also will benefit finally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not quite sure about the Sri Lanka's plans about wind energy because most of the countries, like when they implement windmills or like wind power plants, the landscape is also kind of important because,
Yeah.
like, in the place, like in Sri Lanka, they are mostly like looking towards the flatlands. But the recent issue with the like proposed windmills was like they were trying to locate it near Mana, which is a like biodiversity hotspot. So like they estimated it like can affect the like biodiversity, and also there were like a lot of birds in that area, so it
Yeah.
could be critical towards the ecosystem. But
Yeah.
like if we are thinking about like China's proposal, like where like if we can build more windmills or like wind power stations in the sea,
Yeah.
that could be like more advantageous and less disturbance towards the environment and the life. Because like in Sri Lanka, if we have a lot of elevation change and lot of biodiversity like in biological interference with the
Yeah.
windmill, so it makes little bit difficult to implement some ideas.
There is a study actually done by some time back, which gives a huge amount of wind energy possibility in Sri Lanka. Actually, that's done by one of the main research companies. They are well-established company in Sri Lanka as well as overseas. Out of that only I got this information. But I agree with your point because Sri Lanka is a place where the birds are coming from other countries to Sri Lanka on different seasons. All those also matters, but only thing is avoiding these areas. And we have the geographically we have within the country also that we have areas where the wind is coming straight through the different landscapes. So those places we have to select and see the environment impact, and then implement this kind of thing. I agree with your point. We should not go and plant everywhere. It is not very good. We have to see that, the other ecosystems also work within this.
Yeah, because like I see in US, I also there are a lot of wind power plants, but they are strategically located with the like farmlands. So if we had like 100 or like 1,000 acres wheat yards, they also they strategically place some windmills in like inside those wheat yards. So that is very less disturbance towards like wildlife as well as like humans. So that's a like really nice strategy, but I don't know like how it could be worked in like other place we can introduce, or maybe we can have a like clear idea. Is like when we have multiple parties involved, there is like a like conflict of interest. Like some parties always considering about the profit and like maybe the
We have huge issues now. Most of the guys who's operating mini hydros, they are scared of the electricity board and all that. They don't talk a word. Yes, I was talking to them. I said, why, how come, if they are taking your power and already they are charging from the client, already the money has come to them. Why can't they pay? So I said, I contacted few of them. I said, sir, please give your case. I will fight for you. None of them sent me anything. So this is the situation in Sri Lanka, because when this happens, it is bad, because in another country, of course, at least few guys will come forward and say, so these are the real life situation. I have a friend of mine who's having about 3 small mini hydros. I told him, please send it to me. He said, no, Keerthi, no, Keerthi. And he didn't send finally.
In that case, can we conclude the presentation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, on behalf of Leopold Alumni, I would like to extend my gratitude to our Lion Keerthi Gunawardane for accepting the invitation, and also Lion Deshan for recommending and making us a contact with you. So, thank you so much for both of the Lions, Lion Deshan and Lion Keerthi. So, thank you very much for all the Leos who are gathered here too. And good night, everyone. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Asha. Bye.
good night.